I'm back. Did I miss anything? Did anything happen while I was gone, Clint? I know Georgia didn't lose any games.
No.
That didn't happen. Did Florida elevate themselves as a program and become respectable in any way while I was gone?
Definitively not.
Okay, so everything is exactly the same. Florida is hot dog water, and Georgia is awesome, and we're going to talk more about that right now on Locked On Bulldogs podcast.
You are Locked On Bulldogs, your daily podcast on the Georgia Bulldogs, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome back. Today's episode brought to you by Game Time. Use promo code Locked On College, $20 off Game Time. More on them in a minute.
Yes, sir.
It is good to have Daniel back in the saddle.
It feels good.
We could do 80s and 90s music for days, reunited, and it feels so good.
It does feel good. I apologize for my absence.
I don't.
I apologize to no one. That's a formality. That's just me saying that. But Clint obviously always holds it down in my stead.
Holding this entire show together.
Nobody's arguing that point. If you think you're fighting someone there, that's not it. But I'm back because you know that I could not miss this week, lead up.
Come on.
I am feeling a lot of feelings right now, Clint. I'm feeling a lot of animosity towards a particular program, a particular trash organization and administration, fan base, people group,
state, entire region of the country.
And I'm feeling a lot of anxiety, if I'm being totally honest, that Georgia's going to go out there and defecate all over themselves. And
so it's Florida Hate Week. It's the cocktail party week is what you're saying, Daniel.
It's going to be a real problem for me and my constitution, my internal constitution for the next 48 hours or so. We are so happy that you're here, by the way. Thanks for subscribing. YouTube audio podcast. Get over to the Subtext if you want to hang out there. The link is in the description. We'd love to have you. It's going to be an eventful day on the Subtext on Saturday.
I'll tell you this right now. If you could make it through this week on the Subtext, you can make it through anything.
Let me say this. The Subtext is not for everybody. If you're and I feel like if it's not for you. Like it's not for everybody. Okay? So
if you've ever commented, Daniel, Clint, I want to caution you guys. If that has ever
maybe just dial back your enthusiasm or your takes a little bit. If that's you, the Subtext is not a place for you.
No, it ain't for you.
It's not for you. But if you're so inclined, it is there. Clint, we're giving out locks today.
Yes.
I had a great conversation with our old boy Brandon over at Locked On Gators. He agrees with us that Florida is a trash program. Those are his words, not mine. I'm not trying to put anything on him. That's exactly what he said. Florida's not good at doing anything, and so
except being inconsistent.
And so, Clint,
that's what he said.
Why do I feel like there's a chance that it's the fourth quarter and this is a one-score game?
Because again, one more time, it's the cocktail party.
Yeah. Okay.
It's Georgia, Florida. Mm-hmm. This team is not what we have seen defensively before.
This team ain't that.
That's why. All those reasons are why. That's all the reasons you need, Daniel. Those are the top three.
So let's get into this then. The line is 14.5. The over-under of this game, I think, is an interesting number, Clint. It's 47.5.
That is wildly fascinating.
Yeah. So I have a lock in the game.
I do as well. 100% I have a lock, Daniel. What is your lock?
I'm going to take that over, Clint. I'm going to take the over 47.5. I do think Georgia's going to score in this game. And sadly enough, I think Florida's going to score in this game. I think the the feel each other out conservative game plan, Kirby Smart. I'm not even sure he exists anymore. I'm not even sure that guy has not been beaten to death by the new I don't care about you. I'm going to try to run roughshod all over you, Kirby Smart, that we saw against Kentucky. I think Mike Bobo has this offense in a place that he really likes. I don't think Mike Bobo is concerned about Brock Bowers' absence at all.
No, sir.
And so I expect Georgia to score. And do I trust this Georgia defense as far as I could throw them? I don't even trust them that much, Clint. I think Florida's going to get some points in this game. And so I think this is an easy over. I like this game being up. I'm going to go somewhere in the neighborhood of 38 to 17 is going to be my score prediction for the game, but you're going to give me 47.5. I'm covering that comfortably, I feel like, after 3 quarters of football. So I'm going to take the over.
Yeah, give me the over as well. This is my lock in this game. I anticipate Georgia to get 40 points, and whatever else Florida can pour on top is gravy at that point, because I think the cover is well in hand if that is the case. So yeah, the over. This is not going to be. This is going to be a couple years ago, cocktail party, and it seems to me that if you look past history, this number is very, very interesting. I think the Brock Bowers news is hitting people a little bit differently. And maybe a little overreaction on it. Daniel, any other, the spread coming down so significantly? We were on again 2 weeks ago saying hammer if you are so inclined to bet Florida with that ridiculous 23.5 number.
Yeah, it's just a stupid number. You knew that would come down, obviously. I don't have a feel on the spread in this game. I don't like betting on this Georgia team. I'll be honest with you. I don't like betting on this Georgia team. I don't trust them. I don't know what I'm going to get week to week, I don't feel like. And so I'm going to stay away. I'm not going to touch it. You're not even going to find me on the subtext telling you that I talked myself into a late Georgia play. I think, how low would this number have to get, Clint, for you to fire? Let me ask you that.
If it got down to 12.5,
okay,
I would be intrigued.
If it got down to 12.5, you know what I would do? I would go buy another bucket, because that means that somebody is hammering Florida. So I would not care for it really at all. All right. Those are our official predictions on the game, but there's lots more games. If you want a stone cold moneymaker, I'm talking about a bet that you're going to just absolutely recoup some of the losses that you've had from earlier this year. You might want to check back after the break, because your boy got one for you.
Ooh.
Coming in hot. But first, these. What's happening, Clint? There it goes. He figured it out.
Forgotten all of that. I didn't figure. Hey, FanDuel is brought to you by FanDuel.com/lockedon. Get it right now, FanDuel. All of these bets, all the things we're talking about. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official sportsbook of Locked On Podcast and Locked On Bulldogs. Make every moment more. FanDuel.com/lockedon. Get over there right now. And this just in. If you like money and you like bonus bets, and you're going to take these locks, these stone cold locks, the over in the Georgia-Florida game, the one that Daniel's going to give to you, that is absolutely put a second mortgage. Go to the bank and tell them, I need a loan. Why do you need a loan? Don't ask why.
Don't ask why.
Give you
pre-approved.
Give me that boat size unit. That's FanDuel.com. If you make a bet of $5, whether it cashes or not, you get $100 in bonus bets. FanDuel.com/lockedon. Make every moment more right now. But also game time, Daniel. Game time is fantastic.
Maybe you're trying to head down to Jacksonville. Maybe you're trying to score them tickets for the game, and you think to yourself, but it's Friday. I mean, it's last minute. It's so late in the day. I'm not sure I can even swing it. where would I even find a ticket? Let me just tell you, Game Time is the app for you. Clint and I have used it. We have made use of it. We didn't use it because they were a sponsor of this podcast. Let me tell you this. We used it because the cheapest tickets for the same seats were available on the Game Time app. Not any of the other ticket apps that you might see out there. Game Time is the place that we legitimately bought the cheapest tickets out there for the Kentucky game. Got great seats, delivered straight to our phones. We didn't have anything to deal with, just held up our phones at the gate. Last minute tickets, no problem, whether it's a concert, whether it's a sporting event. Game Time is the app for you. Download the Game Time app today and use the code LOCKEDONCollege and you get $20 off your first ticket. So that's $20 off whether you're going to see the cocktail party or Taylor Swift or whatever it is that you're into. Game Time is the app for you. Locked On College for $20 off your first ticket on the Game Time app. I got it that time, Clint. That's my job. Don't worry about it.
No,
I can handle it.
Look, there's a division of labor, and some things are in your category. It's fine.
And there was a language barrier. I just wasn't able to follow. It was a language barrier. I was having a problem.
You teased the people.
I did.
You have a mortgage type. Go to the bank, get to the mattresses, and make a bet. What is it? Tell us where we're going.
Michael, lean in here. Lean in close because this one's for you, my friend.
By the way, do you know those people who refer to themselves as daddy in the third person? You know those people?
You want to be careful. Let me just tell you want to be careful about the company you keep. When the first word of a sentence is daddy, the second word is always needs. You understand? Like, that's the way sentences work. Like, it's never a different word. It's always needs is the second word.
The comment section is going to
it's not great right now. All right, we're at minute 12, and it's time for the Stone Cold Lock of the Week.
Okay.
Oregon, Utah, Clint.
Here we go.
An afternoon game.
Afternoon delight.
It's in Utah. It's in Salt Lake.
Yeah.
Clint. Utah's just one of those teams every dang year. Are they good, Clint? Let me ask you that. Are they good?
No.
Do they win?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what they do. They're not good, but they win. Let me just tell you this. Don't be fooled by the USC fool's gold, Clint. USC ain't it. Capital A, capital I, ain't it. Utah beating USC and getting that bump for that win means absolutely less than nothing to me. Oregon is a team that is angry. Oregon is a team that has a lot to prove. And Oregon is laying less than a touchdown, albeit on the road in a very difficult place to play in Salt Lake City. Oregon and Utah, Clint, let me tell you this, are the same team, except Oregon has a very good offense too.
That's it.
Lay them, y'all. Lay them with the Ducks. -6.5 is my absolute stone cold lock of the week.
I also have this as a lock, Daniel. I saw this line came out and I just thought, my goodness, what an overreaction. Will this game be closer than Oregon fans like? I think that's likely. I think that's true.
It'll be close at halftime.
But when you're one of 7 teams, we tease this, the Dawgs stats gave this out. When you're one of 7 teams that have a difference in yards per play of 2 or more, Daniel, the defense for Oregon is not as good as the offense. The offense is really good. The defense is pretty good, but offense gets it done in Oregon. Bo Nix is having a great season. I know Kyle Whittingham, but my goodness, lay the points. Easy as that. I'm going to go to another game.
This is terrible. They're terrible. Period. End of discussion.
Terrible. Yeah. Terrible. I'm going to go to another game. And this is, I think, I don't know why it's double digits.
Okay.
But I'm getting a team that is doing very well on the season. Maybe there was a look ahead for another team. The Oklahoma Sooners were having a look ahead possibly and looked real bad last week.
They weren't. I know where they weren't looking. I'll tell you that.
the game in front of them. It could have been a possibility they were looking ahead because Kansas is, this just in, pretty dang good, Daniel, especially on offense.
That's true.
Okay. If you're telling me, and this is the likeliest scenario in this game, Oklahoma, Kansas might be a bit of a shootout. Kansas can keep up with Oklahoma.
Okay.
Y'all. Okay. I am getting 10 points in Kansas, getting double digits in a what I anticipate to be a shootout game.
Back and forth affair.
Give me Kansas getting the points.
Who loves the
Oklahoma
points?
disappointed last week. I don't think it's going to matter. Venables came out talking all sorts of smack about how you can, get the character of your team, yada, yada, yada. Well, they didn't have it last week. I don't think they have it intrinsically in them. Give me Kansas plus 10.
I don't hate that at all. I'm going to go to an underdog that it just immediately saw the line. And I said, why in the world would I lay that many points with a team? And then I said, oh, I guess that means why would I not take all
There it
those
is.
points with the other team? And that is South Carolina, Texas A&M, Clint.
This is a huge number.
14 points South Carolina is catching in this game. Listen, I know Shane Beamer is out there hobbling around. I know that this team is in disrepair. And maybe shame on me for going back and continuing to bet on South Carolina.
That is on
But
you.
I just do not trust anything about Texas A&M. And I don't think that they are going to run away from South Carolina. The South Carolina team thus far in the season, now maybe this could be the week, but so far in the season, the South Carolina team has showed a lot of fight. I don't think they're going to quit on Shane Beamer. I don't think they're going to quit on the season. I like South Carolina catching all these points, 2 touchdowns in College Station. Give me South Carolina plus a big number.
This feels again like huge disappointment central for Texas A&M and South Carolina having nothing. I just anticipate them. That's such a big number. Like it's ludicrous.
Too big of a number.
Too big a number. Daniel, how many more you got on the ticket?
I could go anywhere between 3 more and 9 more, probably on the low end.
I got 3 more as well, so I'll give you 1 more. Then we'll come back from break and we'll talk a few more. Daniel, I don't know if you were around to hear the news of what transpired this last week, but Ewers at Texas decided that he wanted to use his throwing shoulder as a battering ram against players.
Yeah.
Ended with a separation, and he is not going to be playing at all. Now, I think kid behind him is competent. I don't think he's bad.
Kid behind him, that's Arch Manning. Is that who we're talking about?
That's not who came in. That's not who came in.
Funny, that's not who we're talking about.
So all of you wanting Arch Manning, please stop it. Mike,
no, but I mean, where is he going to play football next year is an interesting question. And I asked at the beginning of the season, and everyone was like, Daniel, you're an idiot. This was the plan all along. He's just going to go. And, it's interesting. It's interesting.
Wild. Rice is calling. They have somebody who knows.
Yeah, we'll be good.
Look, BYU.
Is
a dangerous team.
Yeah, they are.
Daniel.
Yeah.
And they're catching 17.5 with the starting quarterback out at Texas.
Mucho points.
Give me BYU plus 17.5. This game, way too many points with an injury coming out. I think Texas is talented, but not that talented. They're going to need more. BYU has some fight in them. Plus 17. Give me BYU.
All right. Well, we got more locks that we're going to give out, but first, these.
And these, thank you, Daniel, for that segue. I appreciate it. These are Prize Picks, prizepicks.com/LockedOnCollege. Use promo code LockedOnCollege for the first deposit match up to $100. Here's what it is. It's daily fantasy made very simple.
Yeah.
There's a number given out for a player. You pick that player. You say, does Desmond Ridder have more or less than 2 interceptions in the red zone? It's pretty easy. Always more.
It's more, y'all. I had to think about who Desmond Ridder was there for a minute. That's
because
from my mind.
That's because, Daniel, you're one of those Georgia folk that don't give two what about them Falcons. And good on you. Good on you. PrizePicks.com/LockedOnCollege. First deposit match up to $100. Get over there right now. Daily Fantasy made it easy. We love it. It's fantastic. You don't have to go against anybody like Vegas or anything like that. It's just name a player, get the prop, see which one is going to go over under, and that's it. PrizePicks.com/LockedOnCollege. First deposit match up to $100 with LockedOnCollege promo code. All right, Daniel.
All right.
You got two more,
I do. I got a couple more.
Okay. I got two more as well.
Listen.
I'm listening.
Let me just ask you a quick question. You bet the Iowa-Minnesota under last week. It was a crazy low number, Clint. Surely that didn't cash, did it? I was gone. I was away. I was out of the country.
Well, when I went back to the window thrice, it cashed thrice times, Daniel.
All those times. Okay. So Michigan State, Minnesota.
Here we go.
Are they really that different? Like, is this really a different matchup that we're looking at here?
No.
Yet the number's 40.5.
Oh,
I'll take the under. I'll take the under. Why don't you just give me the under? 17-10? Sure. That sounds right to me.
That was one of my logs that I wanted to throw on the fire. And since you're in there, I will come in there with you. Follow the Golden Gopher, because that boat is being rowed in what can only be described as sludge. There ain't no creek, there ain't no river, there ain't no pond.
There ain't a current. Okay, let me just explain that to you.
No.
It cannot be labeled current what they're in right now. All right.
There's a team that is doing very well for this season. Maybe it was a head coaching change. Louisville is
here we go. I was going to get on this game. Let's see what you got.
They're a dang good team, Daniel.
They are.
I've been watching.
Had a bit of a problem, but it's
okay.
not a bad team.
It's not a bad team. They dealt with that problem. Duke, I see you, Duke, and I'm very impressed with your season. I am. But what anything has told me about the season is watch the games, because metrics and stats. This season is drunk, y'all. It is sideways in a hurry.
It is.
Okay. Louisville's the better team.
Yeah.
Duke is not even close. Louisville is giving 4 points. I will give that many points. I would happily give 6 points in this game. I only got to give 4. Give me the Louisville Cardinals giving 4 points to Duke all day.
Not the Stanford Cardinal.
Not the Stanford Cardinal.
The man's not laying points with the Stanford Cardinal.
Nope. I haven't bet Stanford Cardinal Moultrie people in a long time.
Let me ask you a quick question, Clint.
Okay. 2 quick questions in the matter of 4 minutes. I like this.
I'm not normally a big unders guy. I just don't normally see unders on the card. It's not normally where my eye goes. I know I get that, like, I'm not against them or anything, but like I just normally don't see them. But did Mississippi State play what you would classify as a exciting football game on Saturday?
If your version of exciting, Daniel, is watching the behind the scenes cut of Downton Abbey, then yes, it was exciting.
Auburn, where do they butter their bread this year? Is it on the offensive side of the football or the defensive side of the football?
Oh, no.
These are 2 teams that want to run the football.
That's all they can do.
These are 2 teams that don't care nothing about punting. We're going to go punt it right away. That's a nice move for us. Under 41.5 on the Plains, Mississippi State, Auburn. This thing is going to be another ugly one, folks.
Ugly.
This is another 17-14 type game. It's to me, this game's got underwritten all over it. So give me the under Mississippi State, Auburn.
I love it. My last one is this. Look, I disrespected you, and I understand that. That's on me.
Okay.
I have
Man's owning up to his own mistakes.
I have learned the error of my ways,
Here it comes.
and I'm changing them because the V and the Valley is alive and real. Fresno State against UNLV. Here's the deal.
Okay.
Fresno State, good team. UNLV, very bad team.
Not a
very
good team.
Bad program. Ain't nobody come from there that done anything.
Mm-hmm.
Fresno State is laying 7.5, and that hook is to try to fool you. They are trying.
Look over here. Look over here.
Give me Fresno State laying the 7.5 all day, twice on Sunday.
I need somebody to either talk me into this or talk me out of it. This is my last one. Okay. This is a cry for help.
I was just being the only person here with you. I feel like the onus is on me. So I will.
It's a cry for help.
Okay.
Comment section. Am I really supposed to think
Okay.
Kentucky's an underdog at home to Tennessee? Am I really supposed to think that Kentucky's not A, the better football team,
They are.
and B, playing at home?
They are.
How's Tennessee been on the road this year, Clint? Any good on the road this year? They went down to the Swamp. How'd it go?
Well, they went down the Swamp. It didn't turn out. But then they went over to Alabama, and they had one half that was exceptional.
Boy, you want to talk about a coach that game planned for an entire offseason. And he came out there.
He was he emptied the chamber, and then you see what had happened was that he put that steel cast iron shield underneath his tunic.
Yeah.
And they hit them all. And
How am I not supposed to take Kentucky plus 3.5 in this game?
That line stinks. Something is up. That line stinks to high heaven.
I think it might just be Tennessee is still living off last year's clout. Like this is
not the same Tennessee
is still living off of last year's. People see the Tennessee and they think, oh, that's the team that went out and scored all the points last year. They were number one in the country. Clint, I don't know if you know this, but they were number one in the country at one point last year. When the first college football playoff rankings came out, Clint, they were the number one team in the country.
They were.
I don't see it. We've been saying Tennessee's an 8-4 team, maybe a 7-5 team. I think Tennessee's losing this game. And so I'm going to I'm going to catch. You're not talking me out of it. So I'm taking Kentucky plus 3.5. I'm doing it.
All day long. This has been Locked On Bulldogs, part of Locked On Podcast Network. Come back tomorrow. We're going to talk some more and then look into to Saturday where we will have a reaction show. And it will either be Daniel and I gouging our eyes out live on YouTube, which will be immediately removed.
Yeah, they're not going to let that be up there so you better jump on early.
You better
get there early before it gets removed.
We'll see you guys all then.